that is given by a parliament and given in a parliament. And that's what makes it important, that it has the tacit backing of the EU president and of the EU. That in itself gives it the power that it should have. Very often, environmental awards, energy awards, are confined to NGOs giving to NGOs and are not taken seriously by anybody. They may get one or the other minister to come, but it's here today, gone tomorrow. That is why this award is special. Secondly, it's growing. Last year when I was here, it got 400 people. This year it's got 800 entries. Next year it'll have 2,000. So there are more and more people who are interested in having their work known. See, people are not so interested in getting an award. After all, the award is just a sheet of paper, no matter who it's given by. What they do come for and what they're really interested in is sharing technologies and having their own technology broadcast through the medium of an award. And that is why this is important. It's mainly lip service. Unfortunately, in a lot of third world countries, even if there is increasing awareness amongst the people, it never translates into political support, because it's still seen as a hunger should be solved first and everything else. And hunger cannot be solved on the development path that we have taken. It has to be done environmentally, because the way we have done it is to destroy the land, use the maximum fertilizer, pollute the waters. Do you know that we don't have global warming because we have such a thick shield of smog that we got 5% less sunlight this year than we did last year. So we cannot be warmer. In fact, our temperature degrees are falling because of the smog. So even if people are becoming more aware, they have no idea what to do with the awareness because there are no teaching schedules. It's not taught in schools. It's not taught in colleges. There is no definition of how you can tackle a problem. It's seen sometimes as a cleaning industry problem or a carbon sequestration problem, but none of which it is. That's only one small part of it. No, what I actually said and what I feel really irritated about is that governments go to third world countries or other countries and they push companies which are mainstream energy companies, or whether they're gun companies or whether they're McDonald's, companies that are selling or buying oil, energy companies. But when it comes to promoting what NGOs do, governments don't do that. So many NGOs in the world have got little technologies that work. The answer to today's energy problem is not to macroize it, not to put it on a grid, but to make each village responsible for its own energy. That's the only way you'll get out of this problem. And that can only be done if you look at the micro technologies invented by civil society, which includes NGOs. Now, government needs to back those. In most countries, they have no policy at all to back small inventors, small enterprises. You have to be a mega power player. So if we don't change that attitude, you can keep bleating on about the environment. You'll just go to hell in a basket. Well, some of the really interesting projects are, for instance, in Laos, they have started selling solar energy lanterns, but more than that, each village has a maintenance center. And the maintenance center has a recharging center. So you don't buy the solar lantern, you can rent it. And then you go to recharge it. So it's so interesting because then, that's so easy to do. Then there is India, where I talked about human feces is being turned into fertilizer, which is so important because imagine 7 billion people on the planet go to the bathroom 3 times a day. What do you do with that waste? And it's completely dead poisonous. So if we can find a way to turn that into fertilizer or energy, that's so wonderful. There's one very interesting one from Belgium, which is about repainting ships' hulls so that they become less poisonous, they don't flake off, they don't poison the water. Now that was my personal choice for the international award. But again, it cannot be done by that company. It has to be done by international government policy that all ships will have that coating. No? So the many new technologies have come in this year's awards. I think they should be promoted and adopted.
A word to your own foundation, People for Animals. If you look back, what's the biggest achievement you gained?
Well, the biggest achievement would be to make people realize that animals are as important as people in letting the nation survive. And if you don't pay attention to them, you kill yourself much faster.